down, they're going to miss it. But I would like to stay on target. Okay. Anybody else with a patient panel that I'm not able to see? Okay, we've got one more. So if you can come on down. I'm going to introduce Mishanda Freeman. She's a social worker with Kaiser. She runs a support group in Inglewood, phenomenal, very dedicated to this cause. And she's going to moderate the patient panel. Every year for the last 8 years, we've been doing this because we feel it's necessary for healthcare providers to not only see us when we're in the hospital, but to see us when we're well and to hear us and to hear those challenges that we actually go through, but also for us to be able to share with them what are some of the good things that actually happen. I'm going to turn it over to her right now. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, how's everyone doing? My name, like Dr. Raleigh said, my name is Mishanda Freeman, and I'm the medical social worker. I work with the sickle cell patients at the Kaiser Inglewood Clinic. Oh, can't hear me? Okay. All right. My name is Mishanda Freeman, and I'm the medical social worker at the Kaiser Inglewood Clinic. And I work with the adult sickle cell patients. Kaiser Inglewood has an adult sickle cell clinic, and we see probably about 400 to 500 sickle cell patients a year. We have 3 sickle cell doctors, myself, the social worker, we have a physician assistant, and we have 2 sickle cell nurses who are part of the team. As well as I facilitate a sickle cell support group, which is the 3rd Thursday of every month. I think that's about it for me. Okay, so we're going to get started. So we have 3 panelists here. We have, excuse me if I pronounce your name wrong, Shabreon Howard. Shabreon, sorry about that. Shabreon Howard. Elaine Wandix, and Kenneth Carson. And I'm waiting on the questions that you guys are supposed to be answering, so give me a second.
What time do you guys meet every 3rd Thursday?
Yeah, so we meet from 4:30 to about 6:30. Yes, she does.
Do you have to be a Kaiser member to attend?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we would prefer you to be a Kaiser member because we do check in the patients, but you don't have to be. If you live in the community and that's like the closest support group, we're not going to turn you away. If you're a guest of someone that is a member or a Kaiser member, then that's fine as well. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Okay. All right. So we're going to get started. Does anyone want to go first? Does it matter? No? Okay. So what I need you to do, Ken, you want to start?
Sure.
Okay. So give us your name, your age, the type of sickle cell that you have, your experience with the disease, what challenges that you face, the things that have helped you, and if you could speak to all the doctors, what would you want them to know? And you have 10 minutes.
As mentioned, my name is Kenneth Carson. I am 57 years old, praise the Lord. I'm living with sickle cell SC disease. As is generally true with SC disease, my life experience has been one mixed with some crisis activity, but dealing with a lot more of the complications that come with sickle cell disease. My life has changed significantly by hydroxyurea, and it's one of those things that I give a lot of credit to that, the grace of God, for my actually still being here. Before I started on hydroxyurea, I was experiencing a crisis about every 6 weeks. I was at a really bad place in my life, and sickle cell kind of roughed me up in a lot of different areas. This morning's session was a little challenging for me because as I listened to the doctors describing these things that are the natural progression for people living with sickle cell disease, I could see myself represented there very clearly. I lost some vision in my left eye due to retinopathy at the age of 25. Avascular necrosis has presented itself in numerous ways, requiring me to have a femoral nail placed in my left femur. All those booster injections, I just had those done yesterday. So those are some of the more challenging aspects of aging with the disease that I have. Again, I'm given great hope by such events as this, and certainly that closing of the morning session was an inspiration and a reason for great hope for all of us to know that as a community we can develop a culture of healing and wellness within ourselves, and that is really the challenge that I felt was placed on the plate at the end of that first session for us. I'm so thankful for nurses like Nurse Pat, who constantly is coming with the ways that we can make our lives better, things that we need to be focused on. That passport for health is just something that we have to have. We can't continue to show up at these emergency rooms as ignorant as the doctors. That just can't continue. We have to be the ones to do the educating if that's what's necessary. And so I'm very thankful that we have people who are helping us to get towards those types of goals. If I had to say anything to all the doctors of the world, I would say that I'm very concerned by the seeming distance that is growing between the medical industry and humanity.
Yes.
There have been times recently that I have faced medical professionals that were very rewarded automatons going through a process, and feeling that they connected or cared about me at all was really something that I just, I have to question. And these are our professionals, these are people we have to depend on for our health. They're all we got, other than what we got here. And so I think that if I could say anything to all the doctors, that I would say that with any solution to any problem, we have to deal with it at the root. And it's that place where our doctors are being educated that they're somehow different than we are. And somehow, not supposed to make that human connection. I don't know whether it's to protect themselves, because I imagine dealing with a bunch of humans all the time can be a little stressful, but that connection is missing. And I think that that's harming us in a lot of ways. And it's not just us in the civil community, I'm sure. That's my statement. If there's anything I've left out.
Ken, I wanted to... I wanted to ask, what have been some things that have been helpful? You mentioned hydroxyurea. Are there anything else that has been helpful to you?
Certainly, the hydroxyurea again made a significant change, but I've been really blessed to be followed by some good medical professionals. I mean, again, I've been one of those patients who had people, who were looking out for. I finally settled into that. I get that we're having issues with the transitional aspects from pediatrics to adulthood. I went through those issues myself, and I'm glad to see they're being addressed. But again, I think that the help comes, man, when we meet doctors who just care and are willing to do the work, and not just, work within the system and however the system's going to benefit them. And I just get that feeling sometimes that we're getting lost there. But again, so again, being, good medical help. And then, of course, there's always, my faith and my family. And you just can't say enough about that. I was really blessed with an amazing family, and I had to leave that family to come to California because that family's in Chicago, where it's way too cold for some people. And so I'm developing a new family here in LA, and just really blessed, and really feel that in that community connection and touching each other's lives, withdrawing that pain from each other with love. That's the answer. That's what I was.
All right, thank you. Where do you receive your care from?
UCLA.
Okay. All right, thank you. At the end, we're going to do a Q&A. All right, so if you have any further questions for them. Okay, next, Elaine, and the questions are, give us your name, your age, the type of sickle cell you have, your experience with the disease, any challenges that you face, things that have helped you, and if you could speak to all the doctors, what would you want them to know?
Hi, my name is Elaine Wandix. I'm 27. I have sickle cell anemia SS, and I have a 3-year-old son named Kenneth. Mom, I have sickle cell when I was a 3-year-old. So, my experience with sickle cell has been very rough. I haven't had a time in my life where I've just completely done good. I might get a few months of not being in the hospital, but I have pain every single day. My struggles are mainly with the hospitals and the way I get treated. For me, sometimes I don't know how to speak. So I have to call my mom because her patience is better than mine. I tend to snap and kind of tell you how I feel exactly at that moment, regardless of your feelings or not. But the times that I've done good is because one, my mom, she's my only true support system as far as my family, because I'm the only one on my mom and dad that have sickle cell. So no one in my family really knows about it or know what it is or how to help or anything like that, other than what I've told them. So my good moments have came from my mom, God, and the doctors who truly understand and take sickle cell seriously. The things that help me. I love being around my family, laughing, eating. I love to eat. I like if I could just have food follow me all day. Like seriously, I really, really love to eat. Like I really love food. If I'm mad, if I don't like food, you bring me some food, and friends. That's all I need, Mom. It's food. Like, I'm serious, I keep snacks on the side of my bed, like in a drawer. It's real life, the one struggle. Food is so good. It really is. And then heat, I love, heat helps me get, whether it's a hot bubble bath or a hot shower or any bath, anything that has to do with heat really, really helps me. A doctor that's understanding that I can talk to because I grew up going to children's hospital. the doctors that I've had there were very open. You know, I was 5 and my doctor would sit on the bed and talk to me and not my mom. So the times that I've done good, regardless, I say good, even though I've spent most of my time in the hospital. The reason why I say good is because I've had a doctor that understands, even if we don't agree on the same thing, they're still willing to talk so we can come to a common ground. So that's why I say good. The bad times have came from doctors that don't understand, that I had to kind of cuss out. And I have to be honest, because I don't know how to speak when I'm in pain. And I'm trying to, or not trying to, but you want me to convince you that I'm in pain. I don't have time for that. I don't, no. So mostly all my bad times have came from me cussing a doctor or a nurse out. No, it's not the right way, but that's my truth. That's what I've done. Because when I'm in pain, I'm not the Elaine that that you can talk to, that you can laugh with and chill with. I'm a total different human being. I'm evil. Just leave me alone because I'm in pain, and then you want me to convince you that I'm in pain because you don't believe me because I'm not crying. So that's where mostly all of my bad times or consequences have came from, things that I went through. If I could talk to every last doctor in the whole world, I would probably tell them to be more open-minded, to think about it if it was their name. Because everyone has a family member. You know, everybody has someone that they're close to. So imagine if your family was in pain just in general. And there was nothing, absolutely nothing you could do for them other than give them narcotics. How would you feel? That's probably what I would tell you. Because half the time in my experience, my only problem that I've ever had with doctors is them not believing that I'm actually in pain. Because I don't cry when I'm in pain. That's something I just don't do. So I would ask them to be more open-minded, more understanding, be willing to talk and to listen, and to work on their bedside. So, yeah, that's what I would say to it.
Thank you, Elaine, for being candid and honest. Can I ask you, where do you get your care from?
I see a doctor, Dr. Wandix here. He's in Los Angeles. So I started seeing him because of my doctors at Children's Hospital. So Dr. Thomas Hofstra and Dr. Coates, Dr. Coates is really close to him, and he basically wanted to help sickle cell patients, and he is beyond amazing. He reminded me of my doctor at Children's Hospital. Like, seriously, he's really open and caring. And he's located in Los Angeles, off of Olympic.
And when you have a crisis, where do you get your hospital care from?
I go to, I live in Lancaster, so there's a hospital out there. If I can't make it to Cedars because I don't live in Los Angeles, then I'll just go to the hospital where I live at. but I try to always go to Cedar Sinai because when I'm there, then Dr. Nasir has full control over my care. So if not, then I go to the hospital. Elaine Carson, which is not about it.
All right, thank you. All right, I'm probably going to mess your name up again. Shabreon? I'm sorry, because people mess up my name all the time, so forgive me. So same questions, your name, your age, the type of sickle cell that you have, your experience with the disease, the challenges that you face, things that have helped you, and if you could speak to doctors, what would you want them to know?
I am Shabreon Howard. I'm 26 years old. I have sickle cell SS. My experiences, from the time I was like 11 years old, my sickle cell got really bad to the point where I almost died. So it's been a process, it's been a struggle. My mother passed away from sickle cell disease when she was only 25 and I was 7. So it's always been that age hung over my life, since she passed away. And so when I was 25, it was like the worst year of my life mentally, because it's a mental struggle and disease is physical. So it really, like, the stress levels, this moment in time when I was 25 was just, I knew that I had to make a difference. I had to look at life from a different perspective, because the way I was looking at life, just living to die and not really, like, I'm a college student, so I'm a film major. So it's been a lot. It's been hard on me, even to try to go to school and try to get my degree and feeling like I'm falling behind everybody else because they were sick and I go to the hospital and I play catch up, but it's always that one class, that's just like, you can't really catch up with, and you have other people coming and looking at you like, well, what happened? How can you fix this? And really, it's just, it was hard and it's still hard as a battle, but I put my faith in God. He is my strength and how I can do things, and I know that there's nobody but Him for the reason for me sitting here right now. And everything that, I go through, because I have a 2-year-old now, so I don't want her to grow up feeling alone, like she doesn't understand nothing about sickle cell or because mom passed away or whatever. I'm not saying I'm gonna pass away, but it's, it can happen. And I want to leave her with the knowledge of what sickle cell is, my struggle that I went through, and how I didn't let it hold me back from anything that, I put my mind to and try to accomplish in life. So, my care, I really, I try to stay away from things that I know will like ultimately leave me sick. So I don't drink, and I'm trying to adapt, a healthier diet and really, surround myself around positive people that are going to bring stress and stressful situations in my life. And go to church. Really and truthfully, what I would tell doctors everywhere, is that no one sickle cell patient patient is the same. So it's just like, stop trying to box us into this bubble that it's not fitting. We're not one person, we're different people, different kinds, like, study that one person and treat that one person individually to what their issues and problems are. And stop telling us at age you're gonna die. Like, that's just like, evil. Who would do that? Okay, sorry. I'm just saying, like, that's just really how I feel about it. And I guess that's all I have to say.
Thank you. And where do you receive your care from?
Out in Lancaster, I have the hematologist, Dr. Knight, and I go to Sierra Medical. They're really, they're really hands-on with me. They call me for, they make sure they're on top of my illness, and I can appreciate the service I've been doing. I go to Antelope Valley Hospital or Palmer Regional, which they're not the best, and I got some stories, but I'm not gonna get too, but yeah, that's where I go. That's
okay. I have a question for the panelists, and then I'll open up the floor. It was mentioned about the care you received at the hospital, how some of the doctors aren't open or understanding. And my question is, what would a perfect ER or hospital visit look like for you? From the doctors to the nurses to the other staff that you may encounter. So what would a perfect ER or hospital visit look like? And anybody can start.
Okay, I'll go. Perfect would be, I go, and depending on how severe I am, like, I wouldn't say, like, I would wait, I'm not diva, VIP, like, but don't have me waiting 2-3 hours, and excruciating pain at that. It's not like we're just coming because we fell down and it hurts. No, it's real pain, and respect that pain, because we can die from a sickle cell crisis. So don't just have us sitting there like, and once I get to the back, the doctor comes to me at the time of the manner and starts, everything that needs to be done, and I'll run all my tests, and if I need to be admitted and I'm upstairs, just none of the people trying to judge me or just trying to treat me like I'm less than because I'm not well. Because when I'm not sick, I'm really independent and I'm very so when I'm sick, it takes a lot out of me, and I have to get to a point where I'm not way, like she said, pain, attitude, all of that. It took a lot for me to get to that point because I didn't want to be there. So, that would be a perfect visit for me, I guess. People didn't do it.
Anyone else want to respond?
It's perfect. The perfect ER visit would be I come in and you take me in right away, and the doctor comes in right away, and they say what's wrong or what you're here for. I tell them. They ask me what I take. I tell them. The nurse comes. If they put in the order, the nurse comes in and she medicates. That's my baby. That's the perfect. I don't know. I know that's basically impossible because I didn't even know it existed. But that would be it. To see, if you see me screaming and hollering or crying or whatever the case may be, or if I'm just sitting there in silence or whatever, to just, as soon as you read my chart and see that I have sickle cell, to call me in. Just, that's what I do. Call me back. Don't have me waiting like I'm normal, but a regular person that doesn't have an illness that came in for a finger cut. And to each his own. Everybody deserves to be seen. But treat me as if I have an illness, or how you would treat someone else that has a different illness other than sickle cell. Treat me like that, and call me back right away. And don't procrastinate, and you know, look at me like what I'm saying is like unheard of. That would be the perfect PR. Right. And if I need to be admitted, admit me. Don't send me home.
Thank you.
Do not send me home. You see that my hemoglobin is a 6 or a 5, and my LDH is high, and you see all the signs that saying I'm in a crisis or something is going on. Admit me. Call my doctor and admit me. Don't send me home and then get mad when I come back the next day or later on that night. And now you're saying I'm coming to the ER too much.
Treat my pain. And I know with a lot of what she was saying, you know, if I show up at the emergency room and, you know, go through the triage process and realize that I'm a sickle patient, and I think that the most important thing, though, is that we show up with a passport, you know, and that we have that information that identifies us as a patient with sickle cell disease. You know, keep the nonsense out from our side, then we can have a little better expectations from the experience. And so when I go in and I have my information with me, and I show you that I am a sickle cell patient, that I experienced this and have all these other things going on, you know, then treat me, you know, like a sickle cell patient, not like some guy, like you said, who's got a bruised knee, waiting in the emergency room. But if I do have to wait in the emergency room, I would prefer that they give me the remote control. Sit there watching CNN or Jerry Springer. So the only two choices in the emergency. And so, again, when you get back there, you know, you want doctors to see you as a whole person, not just a sickle cell patient. You know, we have many issues that can be going on in a human being's body that, you know, aren't necessarily related to sickle cell, that, you know, recent experience has shown me that can be overlooked by someone who just gets stuck at sickle cell disease. And so it's really important that doctors, you know, are seeing, you know, that whole being there, that whole person, and treating that whole person, and not just treating a sickle cell patient. You know, we certainly want to be able to get the pain medication that is going to be most effective for us and safest for us. We want it, you know, to be given in a safe dose, but in an effective dose. You know, if I tell you that, you know, 2 milligrams of Dilaudid will have me out of pain for about a half hour, and you might want to give me 3, maybe 4, you know, but you're the doctor, so you start at 1. So now I'm laying in bed for 15 minutes wondering if this is ever going to start to relieve my pain, and dealing with all those other, you know, energy building negativities, and trying not to express them because attitude is everything, and really trying not to let this whole thing go to pot because this doctor just will not treat my pain. And they have all kinds of reasons and excuses, and the bottom line is that people have been treating my pain for years and doing it effectively. Why won't you do it? And so my perfect experience is that doctor, you know, just says, okay, you know what you need. I know what I can give you safely, and I believe that they do. You know, especially if you're someone who deals with opiates on a regular basis, because you have to. And so I just want that to be respected and to not sit there in pain for an extended period of time while you figure out whether it's safe to give me 2 milligrams of Dilaudid. And you know, if I can get that kind of thing, then like also have a good transitional process if I do need to be admitted, because they have a tendency to drop the ball in that transition phase. You don't never know who's the admitting doctor, he orders his meds, what he's going to report. I had one go from 1 milligram down to a half milligram by the time I got admitted. You know, wow. So in any case, yeah, there's a lot going into a perfect ER experience. And I'll be getting it someday.
All right, thank you guys. I'm going to open it up to the audience. Do you guys have any questions?
Yes, hi. I want to state before I ask a question that what I'm hearing is just news. And the fact that all three of you are saying, and other patients I know that are here have said that repeatedly that this is what happens in a medical facility. It's just, this is crime against humanity. So I wanted to know, I have so many things, you all said so many things, I want to ask so many things. I'm trying to just get one, because I know I'm not the only person who has something to say. Do I really need it? Do I really need it? No. You know, I'm from the field, so I like to picture that. Anyway, this is what's better. This is what's better. Stop. This is what's better. First of all, hi, everybody. First question to ask. Okay. Are you saying that when you go to as a patient, when you go to the emergency room, you have a passport? I heard you say that there. A passport. Does that mean that you have paperwork? You have something that shows the doctor's clearly that you are a sickle cell patient?
Absolutely.
That shows that your medication,
how medication listed with the list of all my side effects and everything else that I get from my doctor. You should every time I go for a visit. And I make sure that I have those papers. I try to. I have not had them and had those experiences because of not having them.
So you have yours too? You have yours too?
I have one from the children's, and it's just like a little 2-page paper.
Okay, but I just want to know, because my real question is, when a doctor looks at this and sees that this is what you live with daily and you're in stuff, they turn around and tell you that you're not telling the truth?
Yes.
Are you
Yes.
certain that the emergency room they say you're not telling because they think you're seeking medication opioids? Correct. Even though you have a paper in front of you that this does happen?
Correct.
Yes. And that you can have your medication decreased as opposed to increased?
Yes. Yes, and